Hello, Sugar Plum. Welcome back, baby doll. You know, you're always going to hear this time it's different, but you need to be smarter than everybody else. You need to play the game differently. I have seen cycles in traditional finance and crypto. I've seen very short term ones, medium term, and I've been in the big 4 year cycle now with you guys. And I can tell you now, it's really hard, man. Especially in boomer finance. You know why? Because every single time you get to the mid, bottom, back to the mid, back to the top of the range, at each point in time, there is something different. Every time. And people will always say this time is different. But you're always going to have devil's advocate on the side saying, oh, so you really think this time is different? You're making one of the grave key mistakes, right? So you have to arm yourself with some knowledge. The only way to make it is to have ovaries of steel or testicles of steel, titanium. That's the only way, I can promise you. I can't count how many times on my toes, in my slippers, that I've seen when the stock market hits a certain extreme. I'm watching the stock market boomer podcast guys, and they're like, hey man, the breadth index and then the put call premium has never been this extreme. And then they'll say, oh, when these 7 stocks are down, then the next move of the market is minus 20%. And they do it for the opposite too. They go, oh, when the technology sector is above the health sector for 30 days, in the past 100 years, it has a 100% chance of tripling. You know, they always throw this stuff out. They always nitpick this information. And it's not like they're nefarious or malicious. It's just that, you know, you sit around long enough, you start to see patterns. And people pick this out from the data. So it's really hard to argue with this. It's not even made up data. It's real. It's real observations. Okay. So in crypto, right, look what's happened here. So by the time you watch this video, this move's already played out. But don't worry about this specific move, man. You have to retire from this. Okay. We're not going to get another crypto in a couple of years, man. Okay, just think to yourself. We are only growing at exponential rates because someone invented something, blockchain, crypto, Satoshi, Bitcoin, right? Someone invented something that was so good, it had the power to onboard the world. So with every wave that happens, we are slowly onboarding more people. And we're here to ride the wave. Now, we're not going to get something like this again, friends. Maybe AI takes off, maybe robots, maybe biotech. But here's the problem. Do you know how to invest in them? Do I? They don't have decentralization participation. You don't have a DEX to get in. You don't have YouTube videos saying, hey, you buy this and you buy that and you do this. And you don't even have charts, man. It's just literally, oh, well, someone's making a robot company. Let's see if we can get in. It's for insiders. They go to the banks, they get hooked up with the banking cartel scum, or they find VCs, also scum, and then they get the checks. Me and you can't invest, man. We can't participate. So please don't mess this up. So look at this. Bitcoin weekly death cross, all right? I love Game of Trades. It's awesome. So just to show you, man, like I'm telling you, we're going to see this every 3, 6, 9 months, every cycle. There's going to be something that's different every single time. But what you're going to see is people will then incorrectly deduce from that, okay, since this time is different, I should ignore all the warning signs or the calls to action, right? So we're ultimately going to route back to human emotions because that's honestly the only thing you can really do. You know, this time it's different. If you see everyone around you cheering and that's it, and like cheering and it's on TV, man, crypto's euphoric. You know it's time to get out a bit. And when you see people on the opposite end, they want to like sue everyone, call it a scam, they're depressed, it's time to buy. And I'll promise you, that is literally the only consistent thing. So I've looked at 100 years of data. I looked at all the stock market cycles, the shocks, the slow moves, the big moves, high inflation, low inflation, all this stuff. You don't have anything concrete except take a 10-year view. I promise. I promise you, that's literally the only thing you can do, friends. Oh, there were so many times you dig deep into the data, you zoom in on the candles, and you're like, oh man, this looked like you wanted to get rid of everything. The data and the inflation and World War II and all this stuff just is going to get thrown on you, right? You're just literally going to get feces thrown at your face. Just expect it. That's it. Okay? Look at this. The 50 moving average and then the 200. It's crossing down. This time is different. So what I noticed is when we get to the tops of the cycles, people don't want to get out. Okay? Now, I didn't get out here because I thought, more to come, right? So I want you to know maybe we're lucky enough to get another euphoric blow-off top, but I'm not going to count on it. Okay? I think the next crypto one, it's probably going to look like this again. Not a double top, but some sort of like, do you want to go up or down? Just like what the stock market does. The stock market does not do this, okay? The stock market goes, break the high, down, break the high, down, break the high, break the high, and then it's like, oh, we're going to roll over, and just, that's it. And then so many times, by the way, it's got a 50-50 chance. You find these patterns, it just continues up. Other times, it just continues down. That's how efficient the stock market is, okay? So you're seeing this. This time is different. You're going to see this a lot. And people will add this to their toolbox when it comes to the next big decision points in the market. And they will say, hey, because all of this stuff has happened, which hasn't happened before, I will then conclude that I shouldn't be, and then fill in the blank. So at the lows, they'll say, because all this stuff has happened, I shouldn't be buying here and holding for a 5-year view, Or they're going to say the same thing at the tops. They should say, now that everyone's euphoric here, yes, they're euphoric, but we've done things we've never done before, and this time is different, so I'm not going to get out, okay? I saw 0% interest rates here and QE, and I know how big the US debt is. So I'm like, dude, this is a one-way ticket to hell. There's no way I'm getting off this. And look what happened. They stopped it. Now, I knew they could stop it, but I did not think the events would play out the way they did. So I've learned the lesson, right? That interest rates and that QE stuff, it doesn't matter as much as we think it is. Which I know gives everyone like, how can you say that? That's true. It's true, okay? They don't matter as much as everyone thinks. They are just narratives that people are going to put at the top. This looks like a cherry. That's what's going to happen in the next top, man. So, friends, I'm telling you right now, we might have interest rates not at 0% in the next bull market wave, and Bitcoin might go higher than 3x. That'd be funny. And everyone will be like, what the hell? How did we go higher than before with less interest rates? So you got to be prepared for all these, man. We really have to be prepared. Look, I have even Charlie Munger here, right? So I made a joke from a Twitter user, Mr. P Slayer 420. This is, buying Doge really did give you 220x, by the way. Literally, you go measure on the chart. I've done it many times, okay? And look at him. It's just some guy who doesn't understand it, and it's come to his attention. And, he's a smart dude, man. He's a smart dude, but I love seeing news articles like this because it means people keep asking him about it. Do you know why? It's because the early people, right, they've seen Bitcoin go down like this, right? They've seen Bitcoin go down. See on the left of the screen? They've seen it go down, and then it starts going up, okay, here. And then, right, the early people, they ask Mr. Charlie Munger here, they go, hey, man, you said it was going to 0, but we're actually, some people think we can actually come back. That's disbelief phase, right? That's like the 50-50 zone. And then that's why they keep asking him. Use this as a proxy, okay? Most people look at him and they go, oh, he's right or he's wrong. It doesn't matter, man. Use this as information. Crypto is not dying. Crypto is making it to these guys. It's making it to the richest people in the world. It's making it into their brain. So the signals are there that there's a heartbeat, all right? And you still see, oh, wow, prices are compressed. Yay. So, do you take advantage? That's going to be the big difference between someone who makes it or not. Like I said, there's always going to be, this time is different, okay? Charlie Munger could have easily told you when Bitcoin was 10,000, right? And then Ethereum was like $300. He could have easily told you, I've been around for 93 years and Every single time I've seen this, it ends bad. Every time. And he could say to you, and if you believe this time is different, well, you're going to be losing your money. A fool and his money is soon parted soonly, right? Whatever that saying is. He could have easily said that to you, friends, and you would have missed out. Look at this. You would have missed out. You're like, oh my God, there's a death cross. And Charlie Munger says this time is not different. You know, you could have said it. Zombie virus, the bottom here, Mount Gox, every single time. That's why we're going to keep reverting back to my one only principle. You got to take a 10-year view. You don't take a 10-year view, you are going to be rinsed. You're going to be just a statistic. You're going to be the person who's making me rich every single year. I'm getting more wealthy from these people who quit. You know why? Because they quit, sell the low, they earn money at their salary, at their job, right? And then in a year or two, they get more confirmation. So instead of coming and buying back with $5,000, they put in $45,000. They become exit liquidity, you know? That's what happens. So they sell 5K, you buy a 5K bullet. Then they go work a wage, come back in 2 years, and now they have more confidence on the confirmation. They come buy $45,000 worth at the top, and you're exiting for your 9X. You're exiting their $45,000. That's exactly how it happens. Noobs sell the bottom and buy the tops. Okay? So I also, to get different perspectives about this, I love listening to everyone. I want to see from super bear, mild bear, middle, minor bull. I want to see all of it. Okay? I want to learn from everyone. So I watched Macro Alf and George, right? And this was fascinating, friends. You got to this was amazing to see, right? So I have a chart here, right? So I do love watching them, their perspective. I learn, you know. I want to see how everyone thinks. So George and Alf were extremely bearish on Bitcoin and crypto during the FTX collapse, okay? Bearish as hell. But this is the thing. They're both obviously intelligent. They're smart. So I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I'm like, oh, man. I was so depressed, friends. I was like, oh, of course, you were depressed as well. You're watching everything just disintegrate into nothingness. And you're like, oh my God, this whole industry is a scam. And I'll say, but I'm not clicking sell. I'll say, friends, if I mysteriously end up murdered, I want you to know I am not clicking sell. Ever. Okay? But these people, it's interesting. They sat there going, it was just fascinating to see both of them independently in different interviews. They were asked, you know, different crypto shows, and they said, hey, I understand that I'm reading all these huge generational bottom signals right now, but I still don't think it's time to get in. They were actually saying that. You know, they said it in their own different language, but go paraphrase it, right? So I'm listening. I was like, man. I was like, obviously, you don't know what's going to happen down here, but I was looking down here, man. This is the Bitcoin chart, right? FTX. They were literally saying it right here, and I was saying, oh man, we should go up only from here. Like every single bottom signal has now ticked. There's literally nothing left. We ended with a big bang, and everybody thinks it's the start of the worst, but it's actually the end of the worst. It was just like a movie, man. And I was tweeting about it like a madman. I was like, you got to go all in. You got to buy. You got to buy. Yes, it feels bad. I'm not saying to feel good, but you got to buy, you know? Because I'm honest with you. I'm honest. It feels bad. We are the people. I am the people. I'm you, you're me. We all feel like trash. But some people, when they feel like trash, click buy. Other people, when they feel like trash, click sell. Okay? So, like if you had a partner, if you have a girlfriend or a wife, are you going to divorce her and just leave her because you've had an argument? You know? If you're a lady, just imagine your mum. Is your mum going to like leave your dad just because they have one argument? You know? Some people, unfortunately, it goes that way. But with relationships, there's no number to measure by, you know? We don't really remember, hey, when I was with this person, what did we feel like today, you know? Like, oh, when I first met my wife, you know, in year 3, right? What happiness were we versus like month 3, right? We don't have that number, but in your portfolio, friends, you're looking at a number all day. So you can see, right? You know you're selling minus 95% on crypto. You know it, right? And you know that number used to say 100K and now it says 5K and you've taken it out. You know that, okay? You know that and you remember that. That's why this game is vicious. This game, you have to be self-critical, okay? And I watch these intelligent men say, I'm seeing everything that says I should be going all in right now, but, I'm not going to go all in. And look at this, because look, I even have here, QT, Black Swan, nobody's talking about. Of course, What are they saying? This time is different. Do you remember at the beginning of the video, man? You know me, I'm a hyper crypto bull. What did I say? I don't think interest rates and QE matter as much as everyone thinks in crypto. Isn't that like the biggest, most mind-shattering thing? Yeah, when I figured that out and I realized, I'm like, oh man, I got sucked in too. I thought Bitcoin was going to 200k plus. It doesn't matter as much as everyone thinks. But everyone believes that they pack the biggest weight. And so look, hey, just like we believe it matters on the way up, these guys believe it matters on the way down. They say, QT and all this debt and all this stuff. That's why, friends, at every single low point, midpoint, and high point of the cycle, there is always this time it's different. Always. Every single time. Okay? And you even have this look at this message, man. Let's just read it together, all right, before I go to my commentary. Okay, we're going to read it together. This box. I effing hate crypto, and I hope it all goes to poop. I lost my family to crypto. I had so many dreams that I wanted to achieve. I put everyone else aside. Now no one wants to do anything with me. I've moved across the country by myself, and I feel hopeless now. I thought moving would put pressure on me to focus on myself and do better, but that's not what happened, sadly. This is what you call cope. Let's put capital letters. Cope. Right? Actually, there's so much cope here that we need to label this. There's like triple the amount of cope right now. Actually, you know what? Actually, I've never seen so much. This is 4 times the amount of cope. Okay, so this is cope. When you read this, you should literally say, okay, how much stable coins do I have? 10%, 20%, 30%. Like if you have over 5-10% by this point, in my investing career, my mind constantly gets blown apart every 12 months. I'm like, oh my God, that thing that I thought used to matter doesn't actually matter. I've said this about bonds, equities, currencies, commodities, gold, silver, oil. Now saying about crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all our altcoins. All my mind just gets blown apart all the time. And I realize, oh my God, all those greatest stock market investors and traders were true. You literally just got to buy low, buy the depression, sell the euphoria. That's it. Nothing else matters, friends. It's all about perception of value. And what do you think this is closer to? Does this guy sound like he's happy or sad? What do you think he's closer to? A frown or a smile? He's closer to a frown. All these signals, friends. All these signals, okay? You buy in the depression, you sell in the euphoria. And then here, right, so you're going to have the CPI. What was everyone talking about? The CPI data. We've never seen rates this high. We've got to have a depression. It's true, man. Look, I look at the data. When people misinterpret me, when I look at the data, I'm seeing the same thing as you. Don't think that I am some all-knowing future knower, okay? I'm not that. I read the same data as you, and I see the same stuff, Yes, I see, CPI is cooling down, but when rates are this high and whatever, we have to have a depression, everything's going to blow apart. I see the same information. But I've trained myself to say, okay, I absorb all this information, but I'm still sticking to the long-term plan. That's it. Okay, I've trained myself. You know how I trained myself? I went through every single daily candle in the S&P 500. I went through their weekly candles. I went through the Great Depression, World War I. I went through the Korean War, Vietnam War, every single US presidency. JFK gets assassinated. I went through everything. And what did I do, friends? I zoomed in. And when you zoom in, you can't see what happened on the very far right. You can't see the stock market go up, okay? You can't see Bitcoin go up, okay? Look at this, okay? When you zoom in, let's do it right now, okay? Let's put it to a regular chart. You can't see this, man. And this is a monthly, let's put it to daily, okay? Let's go in, okay? You got to know this. This is what I do. So people ask me how I practice, okay? Yeah. When I go to the gym, when I train weights, pump chest, pump biceps, do some quads and squats, yeah, I'm training the muscles. This is how you train the muscle in investing, all right? This is what you do. You look at this chart and you stare at it. And you say, my God, my socks are not fluffy enough for this mess. That's what you do. This is how you practice. And you know what I do? This is what I do in my spare time, man. I grab the mouse here and I'm like, okay, this looked like a bottom I would have bought. See you later, you're down 41%. Okay? That's what I do. And then, next part. I go, okay, you're down 41%, and then it comes back. You're like, okay, looks like it's holding up. and I will slowly move forward in time, and I'll see it. Okay, now it looks like this level should hold up, right? Bitcoin's a future. You just got farted all over your face. No respect. No respect. Mt. Gox Ponzi collapse. This is what I do in my spare time. And look, I'm not looking at the right of the chart. If you put the right of the chart up, you're never going to learn anything. You have to live through the pain. This is why in my videos, you always see me walk you through. We have to live it. Walk in the shoes of everybody in here. They saw Euphoria. This is what they saw. They saw, oh, what is this creation Satoshi has made? I even go to YouTube and I will look at the videos that I can from the past. I'll go to Google and I'll type in Bitcoin 2013. I'll look at the Wired article. They all say the cult of Satoshi and all the lore. I want to live this, man. You have to live it and see something that does this. Oh, wow. And then you got to live it on the way down. That part on the way up, there's gonna be more of them, right? But that part on the way down, you just gotta practice that you just don't get rid of it. Look at this, such a strong bounce. Oh my god, I'm looking at here, friends. Looking at here, you know. Oh wow, such a strong bounce. Wow, we should be back to no time. And then you know, it's very hard, friends. To look at this. You see, you're praying for every green candle. What comes next? What comes next? Look at this. Oh, I'm green. Oh no, bang. Oh no, look, we bottomed out. You see, this is how you make it. This is how you make it. Okay, that's why the only thing you can rely on is the crowd's emotions. That's the only thing constant here. We haven't evolved fast enough to deal with this, okay? We haven't. The crowd is the crowd, and everyone gets... That's why I'm always tweeting about the crowd. That's why you'll see me, for example, with Hex, I'll go show the time and sales. I'm like, man, people couldn't buy more than $1,600 at the low, and now they're more than happy to put 25K clips in. What the hell? Like, I say what the hell, but I'm like, oh my god, man. It's nuts. I go insane. I really go insane. I'm like, man, this is... But it's beautiful and it's fascinating. It really is. Seeing how humans, how we move value around is... Man, I hope an AI doesn't solve this because it's the only way we can actually make money. It really is. At least you have a voice of reason like me telling you, hey, yes, we're all crying and we all want to kill ourselves. So you got to click buy now. Just click this button. Click this button for financial freedom. It's the buy button, not the sell button, right? So, we're going to see a lot of this stuff. Inflation has never been this high, never been this low, and people are going to do this. And we're always going to see this, friends. CPI is much cooler. The data still needs time to work. Price levels will never come back. That's the truth. Bananas are never going to go back, right? So sadly, crypto is still 90% down at the time I'm making this video. Hopefully by the time you guys see this, we've recovered even more. But still, man, we're still nowhere near the potential. We're nowhere near, okay? There's always, no matter what you look at, you'll always find a reason to keep holding. Always. Always, always, always. At the tops. And at the bottoms, you'll always find a reason not to get in. Every single time. Every single time, friends. So, watching this morph in real time is the final part of my video, man. We're going to go through, look at this. Recession fees. Recession fees are now down sharply. I know in my heart the crowd will get bull trapped somewhere again, but I don't know where. So here I am just telling you, man. I know they're going to get trapped. I know our hopes are going to go up and then crash again. I'm just speculating. Maybe second half of 2023, or we might rally all the way to 2024. It's nice to think about it, but that's all they are, man. This is just guessing, friends. We love guessing. Hey, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow? We like guessing that, right? But we know at the end of the day, okay, nothing is going to change your financial situation. Nothing. Unless you take a long-term view and you're right. Now, I don't know if we're right, but if you don't take a long-term view, if you're right, you're not going to win anyway. Okay? Let me repeat that again. I don't know if we're going to be right. So I don't know if crypto itself, the total crypto market cap and Bitcoin, Ethereum, I don't know if they keep going up to the right. I don't know. But if they do go up here, you have to be long. Because if you aren't, you can't start thinking you're a genius. You're going to ride it halfway through. You're not going to win, man. You're not going to win. If you want to win there, you can't put 30K and try and make a 30X to 900K. Okay? If we go there, you're going to have to be throwing in 180,000 praying for a 2.5x, for a quick flip, and a quick this and a quick that. And then chances are you're going to buy some poo-poo on the way down and buy the dip when it's too late anyway. That's what happens. The only way to make it is to take a long-term view. You keep putting the carrot on the stick, man. All right, we got to make it to 2024. And then 5. And then 6. Oh, and that next halvening. And then, in 2032 halvening, the Bitcoin reward block is less than 1 Bitcoin every 10 minutes for the miners. So there's always a narrative, friends. See that? I just G'd you up for 2032. Less than 1 Bitcoin every 10 minutes will be mined for the first time. It used to be 50. And at this point, in 2032, it will be less than 1. We're running out of Bitcoin. You see, man, it doesn't matter. It's all the same stuff, friends. It's just human emotions. Okay, so you get in. Maybe it goes to 0. Or maybe it doesn't. The choice is yours. Until next time.